Claressa. You better watch that married man, girl, because he's playing you, Rissa. He's intensely dead, oh, Rissa. You don't know what you get. Oh, let me be quiet. Let me leave my sister.
Y'all.
Listen to this, y'all. The internet just went in a full meltdown after what dropped on Tasha K's latest live stream. Everyone thought they already had the storyline, but what she put out there lands like a lightning strike. Claressa Shields, the breakout star, the undefeated champ, the woman so many people admired. Allegedly, she wasn't just misled by strangers, but by people she trusted, people who were supposed to protect her. Fame, money, love, everything she believed in may have been nothing more than a carefully engineered play. According to Tasha K, Remy Ma and Papoose were never simply friends or supporters. She claims they allegedly mapped out a strategy to benefit from Claressa's image, her victories, and her spotless reputation, while quietly sitting on years of unpaid taxes, long-running debt, and growing pressure off camera. What we all saw online, interviews, red carpets, smiling faces, that perfect couple energy, was just the highlight reel. Behind closed doors, Claressa was reportedly being positioned like a chess piece, slowly realizing that the affection she felt could have been a disguise for someone else's financial lifeline. Then, hold up, the real shocker dropped. Allegedly, Papoose was tied to a hidden affair, the kind of betrayal that cracks foundations and burns everything down. That untouchable power couple image disappeared. The fairy tale evaporated. Claressa's armor, by these reports, started to crumble under the emotional weight as she saw her dreams being used to shield debt, controversy, and secret motives. Now she's pulling back, quiet, observant, and visibly shaken. And online, the reactions are split straight down the middle. Some brush it off as messy talk, while others say where there's smoke, there's usually fire. The question refuses to go away. Was Claressa Shields really just a piece on someone else's board? Or are we watching the opening chapter of a scandal so wild it rewrites how we look at fame, loyalty, and betrayal in celebrity culture? Buckle up, because after Tasha K's live, nothing about this story feels the same anymore.
I want you to meet. His name's Papoose. You said his name is what? Pap what? Pap Smith? What you bringing in my house named Pap Smith for? Who is this? James, who is this? She got a nigga up in the house named Pap Smith. Is you a woman? What he doing? You already know. I don't want nothing. He ain't, well, you ain't met me. I don't need to meet him. I can smell that he ain't shit. That's how I am, y'all. That's really how I am. I see something that you can't see. Can't never win no number. I win by the horns, but I know the nigga when I see one, I can smell it. He don't mean no good. Listen, he don't mean no good. He ain't got no money, I can tell.
Listen to this, y'all. The internet flat out exploded after what Tasha K unleashed on her latest live podcast. People really thought they already understood Claressa Shields' journey, the climb, the victories, the untouchable champion aura. But what played out live had folks frozen, wide-eyed, and rethinking everything they assumed was true. According to Tasha K, the love Claressa believed she had, the trust she placed in Papoose and Remy Ma, was allegedly never real at all, just a calculated move in a larger game of fame, money, and control, with Claressa cast as the pawn. It didn't start loud or messy. Tasha K says Claressa began noticing the cracks little by little, the smiles, the appearances, the interviews, every moment polished, every image curated, all hiding something far darker underneath. Behind the scenes, allegedly, Papoose had been avoiding taxes for more than 10 years, and Remy Ma, reportedly, was sitting on an IRS bill north of $600,000. Combined, they were allegedly buried under millions in debt. And per Tasha K, keeping up a spotless public image wasn't optional, it was survival. And Claressa Shields' rising star became the perfect cover for their financial and legal chaos. Fans celebrating Claressa's undefeated run had no clue what was unfolding off-camera. According to Tasha K, her clean name, her titles, and her perceived innocence were all allegedly leveraged to mask a massive money crisis. Slowly, Claressa started to understand this wasn't a fairy tale, it was a contingency plan. Then, hold up, the biggest reveal dropped. The tension hit a boiling point as Tasha K laid out the explosive details herself, and the words she spoke live sent shockwaves rippling across social media.
You know, at the Louis Vuitton store, and you bought the Louis Vuitton duffel bag, and then you had to give him the Louis Vuitton box that you bought to give to you as if he bought it for you, and you forgot that you put the receipt online showing that you bought a duffel bag, a Louis Vuitton duffel bag, and it's like, did she just give him the gift to give to her to act like the things that we're telling her that he ain't got no money? He is gifting you his jewelry.
Fans instantly went into detective mode, breaking down every red carpet moment, every caption, every smile, hunting for signs of a scandal they never even knew was brewing. Back on the podcast, Tasha K made it clear she wasn't pulling punches. Allegedly, Claressa Shields' quiet unraveling didn't just happen by chance. According to sources, once Claressa learned about a secret affair involving Papoose and Demilaki, that carefully crafted power couple image collapsed in real time. The masks slipped, trust disappeared, and Claressa was left emotionally wrecked, realizing the love she believed in may have only been a cover for something far more sinister. Fame, loyalty, and love allegedly slipping through her fingers, all tangled up in debt, manipulation, and hidden agendas driven by the very people she thought were solid. In the aftermath, Claressa reportedly pulled away from the spotlight, quiet, reflective, and fully aware that her reality had been shaped by manipulation. Tasha K claimed that while plenty dismissed the story as gossip, the inconsistencies were impossible to ignore. The internet split clean down the middle, with some flat out rejecting the claims and others saying the smoke was too thick to ignore. The biggest question still burns. Was Claressa Shields really just a pawn in a dangerous game? Or is this simply the latest viral rumor engineered for outrage, clicks, and chaos? One thing's undeniable. After Tasha K's live podcast, the public will never look at Claressa Shields, Papoose, or Remy Ma the same way again. Every championship belt, every red carpet grin, every interview is now viewed through a lens of suspicion, betrayal, and a truth allegedly hidden in plain sight. As this chapter closes, the stage is set for emotional fallout, social media explosions, and non-stop scrutiny. Claressa Shields' story is no longer just about dominance in the ring. It has allegedly evolved into a cautionary saga of deception, secrecy, and the crushing weight of fame exploited by those closest to her. And y'all, just when you thought part 1 couldn't get any darker, Tasha K's live podcast took a sharp, jaw-dropping turn. What started as a talk about a rising star and her relationships is now unraveling into a full-scale narrative of manipulation, deceit, and secret financial schemes. Claressa Shields' world, once shining with wins and admiration, is allegedly collapsing from the inside out, and Tasha K did not sugarcoat a thing. As fans were still processing the first wave, even more layers peeled back. According to Tasha K, Claressa's image as a disciplined, laser-focused champion was strategically used to conceal massive debt and unresolved money issues. Remy Ma and Papoose, the same people she trusted, were allegedly using her fame as a shield, distracting the public while they dealt with growing IRS claims, liens, and legal pressure. Every trophy lift, every polished smile, every interview was allegedly part of a calculated illusion of perfection. Then, hold up, the next twist hit. Tasha K alleged that the manipulation went beyond finances and straight into the personal. Claressa, trusting and naive by nature, was allegedly pulled into a web of emotional games. The podcast claimed that while the world saw a flawless power couple, secrets were rotting behind closed doors. Claressa's victories weren't just celebrated, they were allegedly weaponized. Each win reportedly boosted Remy Ma and Papoose's public image, while quietly masking debt, alleged affairs, and internal chaos bubbling beneath the surface.
I don't know whose team you think I'm on, but I'm on your team. And like I said, Papoose and Remy spent time together on Christmas. I got pictures of them together. I ain't even dropped those yet. The daughter ain't nowhere near around. But you got $8 million. I got $8 million. I got $8 million. No, you don't. I already got people running the background docs on Win Records on Papoose's position. It's only a matter of time before I drop that. I got PIs on that too.
The internet immediately went ballistic. Fans were dissecting every post, every appearance, every handshake, hunting for signs that could confirm or debunk Tasha K's explosive claims. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields, reportedly shaken to her core, began stepping back from the public eye. Allegedly, she realized that the love she believed in was nothing more than a carefully orchestrated tactic, a cover for the personal and financial schemes of those she once trusted. Tasha K's podcast kept fanning the flames. Allegedly, Papoose's decade-long tax evasion, combined with Remy Ma's $600,000 IRS debt, created a pressure cooker scenario. The duo, desperate to preserve a flawless public image, allegedly leaned on Claressa's rising fame to distract fans and media alike. According to Tasha K, every championship win, every media appearance, every sponsorship Claressa signed was quietly weaponized to uphold the illusion of normalcy while financial chaos raged behind the scenes. And it wasn't just about money. Allegedly, Claressa's trust and emotions were being manipulated too. Sources claimed that after the revelation of Papoose's secret affair, Claressa's emotional collapse was inevitable. The betrayal reportedly shattered her trust, dismantled her perception of the relationship, and exposed the strategic nature of her surroundings. Fans were struggling to process the layers of deception. The podcast alleged that Claressa's career, her victories, and her spotless public reputation were being used as tools. Every accolade she earned supposedly served someone else's hidden agenda. Tasha K claimed that what looked like love, loyalty, and commitment was allegedly a carefully calculated strategy, one that Claressa only started to understand when the harsh truth hit. Then came the social media storm. Clips from the podcast spread like wildfire. Tweets blew up. Instagram stories analyzed every word. Opinions were divided instantly. Some dismissed it as gossip, while others were convinced Tasha K exposed the raw truth behind Claressa's perfect life. Allegedly, the depths of betrayal, personal, financial, and emotional, had never been visible to the public until this moment. The story darkened further as Tasha K revealed more. Sources allege that the power couple image projected by Remy Ma and Papoose was a masterful performance. Every public appearance, every media narrative, every fan interaction was designed to preserve their facade. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields was allegedly being used as a shield against public scrutiny over their debts and secret lives. The podcast also highlighted the emotional toll. Claressa reportedly began to feel like a pawn in someone else's game. Her fame, her victories, her public adoration, once empowering, were allegedly exploited to mask the failures and pressures of those around her. Every handshake, every interview, every public moment was allegedly part of a larger, unseen story, and Claressa was at the center. As videos of the saga circulated, audiences were left questioning everything. The live podcast painted a scene of betrayal, manipulation, and emotional devastation. Allegedly, Clarissa's life was not her own. It was tangled in debts, secret affairs, and calculated schemes hidden from public eyes. Some fans still hope the claims are exaggerated, but others can't ignore the smoke pointing to a raging fire. Tasha K's revelations, especially in the second interview clip, suggested that Clarissa's emotional and professional unraveling wasn't random. It was allegedly part of a long-term plan to maintain appearances, protect finances, and control public perception. Now, Claressa Shields faces a reckoning. According to Tasha K, she has allegedly begun reclaiming her agency, distancing herself from those who exploited her, while the internet continues to dissect every detail of the scandal. Every statement, every post, every interview is now being analyzed under the lens of suspicion, betrayal, and financial manipulation. The chilling takeaway, what appeared to be love, loyalty, and partnership, was allegedly a calculated facade. Claressa Shields, once untouchable, now sits at the eye of a storm where fame, trust, and betrayal collide. And as Tasha K's live podcast sparks even more scrutiny, the public is left asking how much of the life we admired was really hers, and how much was orchestrated by those she trusted most. The story keeps unfolding as this video digs deeper into the shocking aftermath, the hidden financial gains, and Claressa's next moves in a world that's no longer black and white, but a maze of betrayal, secrets, and viral drama. Y'all, just when you thought it couldn't get darker, Part 3 pulls back the curtain on betrayal, secrets, and explosive revelations. Claressa Shields' journey, once celebrated as a tale of triumph, is now exposed as a storm of manipulation, deceit, and emotional devastation. Tasha K's live podcast didn't just drop gossip, it tore down an entire narrative built on trust, loyalty, and public perception. Allegedly, the exploitation of Claressa Shields wasn't a one-off, it was a precise, calculated strategy. Remy and Papoose, allegedly tied to IRS debts, secret financial dealings, and personal betrayals, reportedly used Claressa's fame as a shield to preserve their image. Every public appearance, every championship, every social media post was allegedly orchestrated to distract from their mounting chaos. Fans across the internet erupted with shock, disbelief, and speculation. Allegedly, Claressa had invested her trust and her heart, only to discover her fame and reputation were being weaponized against her. Tasha K's podcast suggested that Claressa, once unaware of the financial and emotional manipulation around her, finally saw the full picture, and it was devastating.
And they're sleeping with more women than you. And I don't wish that on you. But pap smear, he gonna cause you to get a series of pap smears with the rotation of women that he's messing with, including in my...
This clip, though short, hits the dark core of what Claressa Shields allegedly endured. While the world celebrated her as a champion, Tasha K claimed the behind-the-scenes reality was a tangled web of deception and strategic moves. Fans and media immediately started questioning everything. Was Claressa ever truly in control of her career and relationships, or had she been an unwitting pawn in a far bigger game? According to the podcast, the fallout from the alleged secret affair and financial exploitation was catastrophic. Claressa's emotional collapse, her sudden retreat from public life, and her reported silence all reflected the enormous pressure she faced. Tasha K suggested that Claressa's rise had allegedly been co-opted to serve someone else's survival plan, a mix of debt concealment, image management, and meticulous manipulation. Naturally, the internet erupted. Social media exploded with breakdowns, fan theories, and heated debates. Some defended Claressa, insisting she'd been victimized by those she trusted most. Others Others argued that Tasha K's claims were exaggerated or taken out of context. But the most shocking part? Clarissa's dawning realization that her entire story, the love, the loyalty, the victories, had been exploited. The podcast also alleged that Remy Ma and Papoose, desperate to protect their financial interests, had allegedly engineered scenarios to manipulate her emotionally. Every public moment was supposedly monitored to protect their image. Claressa unknowingly became the perfect shield against scrutiny. Tasha K claimed the betrayal's magnitude became painfully clear once the secret affair was exposed, a hidden relationship that shattered Clarissa's trust and emotional well-being. As this story continues, Tasha K outlined the aftermath. Claressa, now aware of the manipulation, reportedly began distancing herself from the people and dynamics that exploited her. According to insiders, she realized that fame, victories, and trust had been treated as commodities by others without her consent. The emotional toll was profound, forcing her to process the dual heartbreak of love and career betrayal. And just when the public thought it had peaked, Tasha K dropped another bombshell. The alleged unpaid taxes and debts weren't minor. They were massive, multi-year obligations that created a constant pressure cooker behind the scenes. Claressa, the rising star, allegedly became collateral damage in a financial chess game designed to protect Remy Ma and Papoose's public image. Fans, analysts, and gossip outlets started digging deeper. Every past interview, championship, and social media highlight was scrutinized for manipulation. Tasha K framed Claressa's struggles as the inevitable fallout of a calculated betrayal, a betrayal hidden behind smiles, public appearances, and media narratives. And in this faceless documentary-style telling, the story took a dark, suspenseful turn. It wasn't just celebrity gossip anymore. It was alleged systemic exploitation of trust, fame, and image. Claressa Shields had allegedly been positioned as a pawn in a game of financial survival, personal deception, and media control, a revelation that shook fans to the core. By the podcast's end, Tasha K reportedly said Claressa was reclaiming control, stepping away from the manipulators and starting to see the full scale of the betrayal. But the damage lingered. Trust shattered, relationships fractured, and the public left questioning what was real versus orchestrated. The final shock, according to Tasha K, was the emotional aftermath. Claressa's silent retreat and her guarded public appearances were allegedly evidence of the psychological weight she carries. Every accolade, every win, every smile now carries a double meaning, a celebration, and a reminder of manipulation. As the video closes, the ultimate question hangs in the air. Was Claressa ever truly in control of her narrative, career, and relationships, or was she a pawn in a calculated high-stakes game, shielding others from accountability? Tasha K's revelations, her interviews, and the social media firestorm suggest a story far more complex, emotional, and viral than anyone expected. The stage is set for Claressa's next chapter. Fans continue to speculate, journalists keep digging, and the public watches as this dark saga of fame, betrayal, and manipulation reaches new heights. And the takeaway, according to Tasha K, is brutal but clear. In the glittering world of fame, nothing is always what it seems. Sometimes the brightest stars hide the darkest shadows. Y'all, what unfolded isn't just a story, it's a masterclass in betrayal, deceit, and manipulation. Claressa Shields, once cheered by millions, now stands in the storm she never saw coming. Every win, every championship, every public smile allegedly used to shield someone else's debts and secrets. The people she trusted most, those with names, power, and fame, are accused of turning her life into a chessboard where she was the pawn. And it's not just heartbreak, it's the crushing realization that love, loyalty, and trust can be weaponized. Imagine climbing to the top, only to find the ladder was leaning against someone else's tower all along. Fame, fortune, glory, recognition, they all cut both ways. The whispers from Tasha K's podcast aren't gossip. They're allegations shaking the foundation of everything Claressa thought she knew. Secret affairs, unpaid debts, financial schemes, emotional manipulation. The story that once inspired now feels like a trap. The most chilling part? Claressa's silence, her retreat. the quiet aftermath of a public life turned private nightmare. When the camera stopped rolling, what's left is raw, unfiltered pain. The world sees victories and smiles, but the truth behind them is allegedly darker than anyone imagined. Fans are piecing together a story far more twisted and sinister than any headline could capture. Watch closely, question everything, and don't take appearances at face value. This saga isn't over, it's evolving. Claressa Shields' battle isn't in the ring, it's in reclaiming the truth, exposing betrayal, and taking back control. And the world will be watching as the shadows behind fame finally emerge. This is a cautionary tale, a scandal, a tragedy, and the shockwaves are far from fading. He don't mean any good, Lissa. He don't mean any good. He ain't got no money.